where our shot maybe isn't falling the way we wanted to. Knowing that we got a lot of good shots and they just weren't falling, but I think we rely on our defense a lot. Being able to go into the court and know that our defense can save us at any time or keep it close. Having guys over there like what they have, we got to lock in defensively because they could kind of take off at any point. So I think our defense held it down for us today.
Jrue, it looked like you showed your emotions a little more out there, and that kind of coincided with how physical the game was. Can you speak to kind of the aggressiveness on both sides of the game?
Yeah. I think the refs kind of let us play. I think just the history between the two teams and it coming down to a tight game like that. Both teams are competitors, so when it comes down to it, we want to win the game just as much as anyone else. But I think sometimes games are going to get chippy, and honestly, I think us as players, we like it.
Jrue, it feels like everyone on this team is very capable of excelling in multiple areas. Like they chase Sam off the three-point line, he steps in, he hits a mid-range shot. Derek doesn't have the best shooting night, he gets 3 steals. How important is it to have a group of guys who are so able to be so good in so many areas on the court?
Yeah, I think versatile players is something that we have, and at every position, everywhere. You see Neem out there guarding the point guard. You see, like you said, Derek making plays if his shot isn't falling. Peyton wasn't on today. He's been on for the last 2 months. So at any given time, I think people step up, and it's just about trust. I think we trust each other, knowing that if my shot isn't falling or something like that, I can do more to affect the game.
Jrue, the play when you basically made sure Giannis was not going to get that shot up, like late in the fourth quarter, and you just kind of walked away. It seemed like that type of physical game. They want what you have, right? They're trying to chase what you have. What's that like to play? You played them 3 times now in the last month. What's that like, that intensity, knowing they're trying to get to your level, they want what you have, and they're trying to push you?
Appreciating pushing us. I think that that's what makes the game fun. I think that's kind of why, or what battle test us for the future. Obviously, I'd rather Giannis go to the free throw line, and he's pretty strong, so I don't want him to get a shot up. But I think for the most part, man, just being a competitor, just knowing that each game or even a game like this, we want to win the game no matter what it takes, especially being at home in Boston. So took this game for what it is, and then we move on to the next one tomorrow.
Jrue, late in the fourth quarter, a lot of the offense was JT trying to get past Brooks to make those kickouts. I feel like a lot of the time in the past, when somebody would get an isolation or like an isolation opportunity, it would be more for like an isolation shot. How have you guys kind of focused on using those cross matches late in games to open up those driving kicks?
Yeah, obviously JT and JB, but particularly tonight, JT in that fourth. I mean, nobody can guard him in the league. He's a tough guard, so. Obviously having Brook out on him and him driving, he pretty much knows, like, if I don't get by him, somebody's going to be open because they'll have to help. So JT, credit to him, just making plays for other people, trusting other people. You saw the kickouts that he had, and he had faith in his teammates. So that's what the best players do.
Jrue, we talk a ton about your relationship with your former teammates. Like at the opening tip, Brook is kind of like playing around with you, all of that stuff. Can you just explain the mental process of like that kind of fun moment and then lock in, battle, just do whatever you need to take to win, and then afterwards back to, hey, love you, brother type of thing. How do you mentally just compartmentalize all of that?
Just want to win. In between those lines, from when it's tip off to the buzzer, I want to win. So I love him, It's great seeing them, but every time I play them, and probably even more so because they like my brothers, I want to whoop their ass every time. So, and they know that too. They feel the same way about me. And I think it's just about being competitors. But to be able to switch it on and off, I don't know. It's just like, hey, bro, good to see you. And then once the game starts, it's like, nah, we're not friends anymore.
Jrue, with just the way you guys were shooting tonight, and I mean the first time all year that you haven't hit a 3 in the second quarter, How do you maintain the fight to continue to get good shots and maintain a confidence, in those moments?
I think it's just about being consistent and persistent. I think we got a lot of good shots. Even in that second quarter, I think we got a lot of good shots that we liked and just didn't see it go in. And then at that point, you figure at some point the shots are going to fall. You might hit a big shot here or there. Al had a huge three toward the end of the game, but you just kind of do what you're supposed to do. Do what's best for your team and best for the game, and you feel like everything will work out.
It's clear how much you want to win, but how much does Al Horford want to win?
Man, I mean, he's the OG. He's the one who's been doing it the longest. He's the one who holds us together, and I think being able to play next to him and see his intensity and him get riled up during the game, it brings everybody else along. So when Al speaks or you see him get emotional like that, it must be serious. But love to be out there with him.